We are back for Falcon and Winter Soldier. So excited. We took a 2-week hiatus. A couple guys took a 3-week hiatus. No names, Pressable Defects. But we are back. We're going to break down Falcon Winter Soldier, talk about some characters. Not many Easter eggs, right? We got to say this is quite a shift from WandaVision.
Which we kind of assumed would be, but there's still some.
There's some stuff to talk about. First, let's go around the horn. Of course, Matt, how are you doing tonight?
What is up, guys? Good to see the chat. Good to see everybody here. Jem, Jay, I was with you all day. And Gary, of course. Couple weeks off, but happy to be back. Definitely excited about this first episode. Let's do it.
Jay, what's up, man?
What is up, chat? Jem, Gary, Matt, what is up? Super excited to be back. I can't believe I missed the last review of WandaVision, but you know what? We're kicking it off with a bang here tonight, guys. Super excited to talk about this episode.
All right, Jem, now you have some news you want to talk about off the rip, right?
Yeah, real quick, before we jump into this, man, let me just take this opportunity to promote our Indiegogo campaign. Hold on, let me share the screens real quick. That's live right now for our Invincible Red Sonja #1 exclusive variant. This is a new series with Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, who Gary had on the channel as well recently.
Yeah, you did too, right? I saw your interview.
And I had a little interview with them as well. And this cover is drawn by my daughter, man, my 16-year-old daughter, Jade Hope. And you can get your, trade dress, virgin, black and white, CGC. You can get remarks, 9.8. signature series, remark series, all that from her first published artwork for this Red Sonja, man. So if you search just Gem Mint Red Sonja or Gem Mint Indiegogo, it'll come up, man. So do us a favor, back the project. We got 73 backers, 74. We need to get like 1,000 backers on this thing, man. We got the people, so let's do it.
All right, and with that, back to me. Next week, guys, starting at 7 o'clock next Friday, we have March's auction. Jay will be with me as well as E-Rod, bringing a lot of books. You know we're going to be bringing a ton of stuff. That's
E-Rod's coming for my my #1 spot.
yeah.
He's coming for it. He's coming for it.
I saw the preview. It's there's going to be some good stuff.
Got some good stuff going.
Yeah.
So, all right, what do you think, guys? Should we get into this?
Let's roll.
Let's do it.
All right, so we go into Falcon and Winter Soldier, and this episode, it opens up almost like, I love the way it opened up. It was calm. You see Sam with the shield. He's looking at it. You hear the conversation of Sam and Cap back from Endgame. And it was, I don't know if emotional is the right word, but it looked a little emotional on his face. He was like, he misses his friend, right?
Right.
And it's 6 months, right? It's about 6 months after.
That's important. Right. So we're past WandaVision now. Whether they even knew what was going on or not, we're well past that. And Sam is back with the military. So his name's been cleared because wasn't he kind of rogue back?
He's back with the military, but I don't know if he's on the payroll.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the payroll.
They gave him the shit job. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then we, it's a quick scene. It's got to be what, 20, 30 seconds.
Yep.
And then, man, do we go right into the action. Wayne Watts off the bat here with a $5 super chat. Dug the episode. Having said that, getting back to MCU style stuff made me appreciate WandaVision even more. Nice to see everyone back. Thank you, Wayne. And you're spot on. It was a transition back to the MCU, and you get it. I mean, right into this episode.
High flying action with the Falcon.
Oh, and what a great scene. So we also get a character immediately, a new character into the MCU. Sam is on a mission, and who is talking to him? Matt, who's talking to him?
Well, they say Torres, but we're going to assume that that's Joaquin Torres.
Right. And he's almost like he's the man on the ground while Sam is up, and they're going after an organization, LAF. That's all, we don't get much of them throughout the rest of the episode other than we get to see Batroc again, right?
Yep, back.
So that was kind of cool. And we can't really dive into the action scene, but he makes it out alive. Everyone else doesn't. Batroc is around. He still exists. Sam makes it out. Everything's good.
So something I wanted to say about this, though.
Go ahead.
So Falcon's straight killing people.
Yep. Yeah, he is.
Yep.
I thought that was a little odd.
And Red Wing.
That action scene was insane. I'm like,
It was.
yes, this is what I've been waiting for. It felt like a continuation of Winter Soldier, which is probably one of the best Marvel movies. But I was just like, holy smokes, man, this is what I've been waiting for. It was,
and it's movie
quality.
Yeah, I think, and it was
for sure.
It was nice to see it again, right? I mean, I think we all really enjoyed WandaVision a lot. I know I did.
Right.
But to see this again, like, okay, this is what we're going to get. And mission accomplished. Everything's great. And now Sam is fixing Red Wing or fixing his backpack. And he's sitting there with Torres. And Torres is talking about another, and I'm going to use air quotes here, terrorist group, right?
Right.
The Flag Smashers. And the quote here is, they think the world was better during the blip. So they're unhappy. And what do you guys want to put into that? Like this,
you know what? I'm with that. Less traffic, less lines at the supermarket.
You know what? And it's funny, even in Endgame, because I just rewatched Endgame recently, and even Cap was like trying to look for the silver lining with Black Widow, and he says, "Hey man, I saw whales out in the Hudson." You know what I mean? Like
it was like during quarantine.
Yeah, exactly.
The air quality improved. You know
Everything went, you know.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I said this live or I just said it to Gary or Jay or maybe both you guys. Is that I thought that you were going to get a lot of ripple effect from what Thanos did and a lot of like almost copycats where people believed in what he did and almost feel like what they're doing, even though they're going to be portrayed as the villains, right? For us watching, they're going to feel like they're doing the right thing almost.
Kind of like the Flag Smashers, right? It seems like that's... Yeah, exactly.
I think you're going to get a lot of that. You know, and I think even that's a continuation from even Zemo during Winter Soldier, because he kind of felt the same way that the Avengers were a bad thing. Yeah, you know, obviously it was a little bit revengeful because his family died,
it's personal,
but he also had a higher purpose there. So I feel like you're going to get a lot of that, not only in this series, but I think going forward.
Which is crazy though. So you're telling me these Flag Smashers, none of them had close loved ones that were part of the blip that are now back. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Maybe things were better for them. Maybe it was like you know,
your aunt is back, and it's like you're like, man, it was better off with her gone.
Yeah, like
the wife at Christmas.
Yeah, stop paying that alimony to your ex-wife.
yeah.
Child support.
So they're pissed.
There could be a lot of that.
Later, we find out they're robbing banks, so maybe it has something to do with alimony. But from there, from the little conversation, we go now to a big press conference, right? We've got Sam.
So whack. I hated this part. I knew what he was doing, and I was like, man, this guy.
It was like frustrating. You're mad at him because
he take the mantle. What are you doing?
Yeah, he hands over Cap's shield during his speech. They lock it up, and who's there but a familiar face, right? Rhodey is there.
Yeah, I like that, man. I like those connected, man.
Yep.
Rhodey tries to talk him into it.
Rhodey's like, dude, why won't you just take up the mantle?
Yeah. and the quote, "Why didn't you take up the mantle?" That's coming from Rhodey. And it basically seemed like Falcon. I don't know if Sam didn't want it because it was Cap's, or he didn't feel honored enough. He didn't feel like he earned it. He didn't feel like he should have done. But there's something there, like he didn't run with it.
He's Falcon. He's Sam. He's not Captain America. He doesn't want to like be somebody else, and we'll talk about it more towards the end, but yeah.
I agree. I think one, like Jem said, he just wants to be his own character, and two, that was his boy. And like, how do you just take over? He should be, like they had a memorial for him. It should just be left alone. But you know what happens after? We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Uncanny Swag said he gave it to CGC. They slabbed it.
So, all right. So that's it with Sam. Now we swing over to Bucky, and Bucky gets his awesome action sequence scene.
Yeah, I was like, dang, he's killing people too.
Yeah. There was blood in this. There was cursing in this. There was just murder. It was a good episode. But we see Sam. We see Bucky. He's back in Winter Soldier form. And let me tell you, I don't know what you guys think, but did Bucky lose a little something when he stopped becoming Winter Soldier? Because he was on par with Cap. And hold
on. The fight scene with him, what we saw was a flashback. Is that what you were
a dream sequence flashback?
Right.
Yeah. But
he's not a mindless maniac killer anymore, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have that
a regular
anymore.
guy.
He's living with regret, and you could see that from the guy he assassinated and what
That's
he's
gonna be
doing.
his whole arc.
Oh yeah, as soon as he wakes up from this dream, and did anyone else feel depressed? The guy sleeping on the floor in a little apartment.
Yeah, he's probably he's probably taking all types of depression medication.
That was,
he's talking to a psychiatrist. He's obviously messed up.
The banter between him and the psychologist, it's like the Elaine scene from Seinfeld where the doctor keeps writing in the notepad. It's like, oh, please no.
Was that Edie Falco? It looked just like her.
It did. It wasn't. It
looked like Edie Falco. I meant to look that up, but I didn't.
The floor scene where he's sleeping on the floor, I think that's like a throwback to Falcon Winter Soldier when Falcon where Sam said to Cap, to Steve, it's the mattress, right? He's like, he said, yeah, I feel like I'm sleeping on a marshmallow. I'm going to sleep on the floor. I feel like sleeping on the floor. So
that makes sense. The old school guys, right?
They're tying that, everything is tied back, I think.
So maybe that's not him being traumatized or living with trauma. Maybe that is just they even reference it again how old he is a couple of times, and you got to remember this guy comes from Cap's era. Same thing happened to him.
Oh yeah. All right, and then like you said, right? He wakes up from the dream sequence. Now he's in the therapist, which was a great the back and forth was great.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. And she looks at his phone, and I thought this was really important. There's hardly any names in the phone, hardly any numbers in the phone, but Sam's been reaching out.
Yeah.
And he hasn't answered back. So he's going through some stuff. And he says it right then and there. He says, this is the first time in 100 years or whatever it is that I haven't been fighting or in a war or just it's all coming in now, right? It's all sinking in. And he's messed up. I mean, you feel for him.
Does anybody else feel that it's a little weird? Like, because I mean, we knew the MCU for so long a certain way, and now all of a sudden they're diving into characters that we never really had strong connections to. So it almost feels weird when you first start watching, like seeing Sam like show emotion, like really on a deep level, and get like the screen for more than just a few seconds at a time is weird at first, and then you get comfortable with it,
But it's the same thing with Wanda and Vision. They didn't get much screen time in those, in those movies. So you're seeing, Cap is gone now. They probably did they confirm that he's not coming back, right? Yeah. So he's confirmed. They're gonna move on with these new characters, guys. You don't want things to get old and stale. You want fresh new characters, what they're doing, or maybe emphasize characters that we didn't see as much, like Bucky and Sam. Now we got Joaquin Torres. So I think Marvel's doing big things. I'm excited.
It's funny. I was actually going to save this conversation for the very end, but we see no, it's fine because we see Vision, we see Wanda, two B-C level characters that hardly get any screen time, and now we see Sam, we see Bucky, who were always great characters, but they never got the love, and we're going to fall in love with them by the end of the series, right?
Oh, yeah. Just like Wanda and Vision, man. Like, these shows are doing such a great job of fleshing out the second tier, you know what I'm saying? And bring them up to the top tier. Because like Jay said, they're going to have to be the A tier, the top tier, when the movies come out, when there's no more Cap, no more Iron Man, no more Black Widow and all these people.
Yeah, and you know what? When Loki comes around, he's going to be the first AAA character that gets his own show. So I'm really excited to see how they spin that.
It makes you think, who are they going to build up in his series since he's already established? Yeah,
it's got to be the supporting cast at that point. Wayne Watts, another $5 super chat. Defects needs to get Bucky's date as a super chat vid.
Man, so like Jem said, look at the characters we lost. We lost Captain America. We lost Iron Man. We lost Black Widow. We don't know what they're doing with Black Panther, if it's going to be Shuri or someone else is going to take that mantle. Mm-hmm. So it's, out with the old, unfortunately, and in with the new. So,
all right. So there's more to this whole Bucky sequence, his whole scene, because he ends up, he befriended an older guy and he runs into him and he's arguing with another dude about throwing garbage out. Anyway, Bucky takes him out to dinner and they obviously have a relationship. They know each other.
And at first, I'm thinking he's just hanging out with guys his age. You know what I mean? Like,
a good point. They're looking at obituaries. I mean,
yeah.
That was a great scene when he's like, I'll treat for lunch, and the way it builds up with him. Go ahead, how he talking to that part gave me goosebumps.
And again, like they have a little relationship, Bucky and this older guy. I forgot his name, and it's one of those PTSD things, those trigger memories where they're out, they're having a fine time, they're talking, and the older guy sees, I forgot what these things are called, the desserts that his son loved, and his son had passed away and was shot and killed overseas, just wrong place, wrong time. That's the quote they use. And you could see how upset he was, and Bucky was a little uncomfortable with the situation. And then the guy gets Bucky a date with the waitress, which was nice.
That's the wingman right there. He did an awesome job.
Yo, my man, you guys watch New Girl? My man was like Tran from New Girl, Nick's older Asian buddy.
You watch the weirdest shows, bro.
New Girl is hysterical.
Below Deck, New Girl.
New Girl, I'm telling you, it's funny. Anyway, when you laugh, go watch the show. It's on Netflix. All right, now we're going back to Sam. And I like how they were going back and forth. And I got to tell you, and I don't know how you guys felt. I thought they were going to be together from the beginning here. And through the whole episode, they don't even run into each other yet.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool. But they planted the seed, right? Sam has been trying to keep tabs on him and checking in on him. How's he doing? And something's going to happen to bring them together. And then we'll get our buddy cop comedy aspect.
Yeah. Do you guys see all the love for New Girl? Thank you.
I see it. Yeah.
All right. So we go back to Sam and we get Sam's home. He goes down, what was it? Louisiana, right? Meets his sister. I think it was Louisiana, wasn't it?
That's a good question.
Anyway, he goes back home and he runs into his sister. They're talking, and basically, long story short, she's having financial hardships. Yeah. And we learn during the blip, we know Sam goes away, right? But his sister made it through, and her two kids.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of financial hardship there, and you immediately learn it. You also learn that Sam has half the stake into the boat. They have a fishing boat, or they want to make it into a charter and fishing boat. He's got half the stake in the house. And again, she's having financial hardships. He left. He went into the military. Sam becomes Falcon. The sister struggles. The parents passed away, and it's just a single mom who we learned too, her husband passed away.
Yep.
So it's a single mom with two kids, financial hardships, and we learn all about that. Nothing really to add to that scene, right?
Yeah,
well,
it's just real life.
He tries to help her out. He gave some good financial advice. Consolidate debt. We'll get a loan. We'll pay off the debt. We'll have a low interest rate. Tries to get a loan from the bank.
Oh, that's
and
later.
He kind of gets what's the word I'm looking for? Is he getting patronized a little bit by the bank teller guy or the loan guy?
Yeah, we'll get into that. That's later. That's like annoying. That I felt uncomfortable during that whole scene.
Yeah, I was uncomfortable, right? Like,
but now we're swinging back to Bucky. And it gets a little, again, emotional. And I guess we used a lot of emotions during WandaVision. That was a very emotional show. But we're seeing, again, I don't know if PTSD is the right word, but we're seeing issues come up here. And Bucky is on a date with his girl. They're having a good time. She asks how old he is, right? He's 106 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
She asks about the gloves. He's got circulation problems. Really, obviously, he's hiding,
You got the vibranium arm now.
Yeah, the vibranium arm. And what else happens here? Oh, she starts talking about the dude's son who passed away.
Yep.
And this is where we kind of learn what happens there. Bucky, he walks out.
He ghosts her.
He just leaves. Yeah. And he goes back to talk to the dude. And we learn that Bucky actually murdered his son while he was the Winter Soldier overseas. And he pays the guy for lunch. But
and we saw him kill his son in the beginning, the flashback, right? So when they tied that back together, I was like, "Oh,
that was the best part of the episode for me."
And we learned that Bucky befriended him because he wants to make amends, which is what the therapist recommended he do.
Which was kind of creepy too, because it's like, man, when you tell this guy, it's going to be like, what?
He just hasn't brought himself to do it.
Because my man
can't do it.
Fine for his son and everything.
Yeah, still. And we're going back quite a ways now, right? Because we're not only going back 5 years, we're going back all the way
yeah.
to Winter Soldier.
Right.
And he's still, I mean, I don't think that's a parent probably never gets over something like that.
Right.
But
it's still fresh for him though, right? Yeah, I mean, it's like that let me know the tone of this show is like, okay, they're going deep with it, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
But that was
okay
a while ago, right?
No, they're going deep, and it's all going to be the development for Bucky, because it's like, what happens to a guy that was mind controlled for decades, killing people, and then he's finally back to normal, but he still has the memories.
He has it all upstairs. That's crazy.
Think about that list. How many more stories are we going to get of this kind of regret throughout this series, man? It's going to be crazy.
And I think he wants to cut loose. He wants to get back to it. Maybe, this time for a good reason, but you could tell he's lost right now. Like, Bucky wants that action back.
Yeah, he's lost.
I think he does. In one way or another, he wants to get back involved. All right, so now we're already at the last portion of this show, and then this is where it starts taking off here again. Torres, earlier in the episode, Torres says he's following the Flag Smashers
on the internet,
which is important. That's very important to say, because when we find Torres again, he's right in there, and they have almost like a little bank robbery set up, and he's part of it just to see, right?
Yeah, it's a distraction.
It's like when Casey Jones tried to join the Foot Clan.
Yes, exactly.
It looked like it, yeah.
They were there as a distraction, right? Like a flash mob to just create havoc.
Yep.
Put the mask on, they don't know who's who. Right.
Exactly. Just like Joker.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
It reminded me a lot like Dark Knight.
Yeah. So they're handing out masks. All of a sudden he gets a text, and this dude's jumping out of the window, 2 bags of money. He hands out the money to other people. It's just chaos, right? And this dude kicks a guy across the street into a flagpole or something, and he's jacked. So you're like, all right, this dude, something's up with this dude.
He's definitely got superpowers.
Something's up, right? Torres goes after him, tries to take him down, and just gets whooped up in 10 seconds.
Yeah, not
knocked
even.
out. Good thing is he recorded everything. He had his phone set up. He was doing a little recon. And
see, at first I thought this was the guy from the Falcon fight in the beginning that kind of was the main bad guy.
Oh, George St. Pierre. No, it wasn't the same.
Guy.
No, what's interesting about that is he's still out there.
Yeah, he's still out
That's
there.
why I thought it was him.
He's only listed to be in one episode as of IMDb. I mean, you can't always go by that. Sometimes they change it purposely, but he's only listed for one episode. GSP.
So Michael the Beast.
That's it for Batrock. They're keeping him alive though.
Michael the Beast is saying Super Soldier Serum, and that's kind of what we were saying pre-show, right? This guy, they must have some kind of variation of the Super Soldier Serum. They're the Flag Smashers is the group name that they were given, right?
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So
So are we tying it into the books yet, or are we going to wait till later on?
We could do that at the end.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
I wonder if they're going to start to go down the road of the Weapons Plus program. And really,
because that leads into
Weapon
X and everything.
Weapon X, right? Exactly.
Which leads
isn't that also what leads into Omega Red?
Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't Omega Red? What number is he?
Hard.
So he's heavily rumored to be in episode number 3. We'll see.
Right. That's if
they bring Omega Red in that early, this is going to get crazy.
It's going to be interesting.
But again, we're still waiting on Mephisto, so I don't know if Omega Red's ever coming.
Well, and you got to remember, so Florence Pugh, who's playing Yelena Belova, which will be the new Black Widow, is rumored to be in the series, or almost. I think she's actually confirmed. I don't know if she's in the IMDb, but I'm almost positive she's in at least one episode. So, and then, like you said, episode 3, that's where they're talking about, Omega Red. So are we going back to Russia? Like that. I think that. So those dots really start connecting. So you might.
I like how you got Dr. Before you get to Dr. Lovebox. So Manuel Amparo said, I thought the guy was a mutant, man. So that's another good little theory, right? Maybe it's not Super Soldier Serum. Maybe he's a mutant, but
we'll see.
Yeah,
they do. Well, then the next scene here is we'll get into that because Sam and Torres do talk about that. So Sam's at the bank now, trying to get those loans consolidated. And this is he's playing the part, right? He's playing Falcon.
I was taking notes. I was like, okay, get one loan, pay off all the other loans.
Yeah. He got to pawn the wings, man.
Right.
Yeah,
First of all, I don't want to hear Sam crying this broke stuff because first of all, get yourself a manager. You could definitely be doing appearances, signings. You could start a YouTube channel, a podcast.
He could be on right now with us.
Yeah, hit up Brittany. You could sign books at CGC.
You got stories for days. You're an Avenger. You fought against Thanos. Like, I wasn't buying that whole, that whole thing, but whatever.
I love that.
He's struggling.
I love that.
And you know what's funny about all of that is basically like the sister already knew. His sister knew.
Yeah. She's already tried to get a loan and all that stuff.
Nothing.
Well, it sounds like they would have maybe given it to him, but that sounds like they really tightened the reins with the blip.
Which makes sense. He's like, look, man, everyone came back. Everyone is trying to get their stuff together. How many people? 5 billion was it, or?
Well, half of what is it? 7 billion. So 3.5 billion.
3.5. Yeah, but I didn't buy the whole. He's got an income problem. Like, dog, you can make money. You're Falcon. You're an Avenger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's not getting paid by the military doing these.
That's true. Like, you're doing these jobs for free. What are you doing?
But anyway, they don't get the loan. Based on there's new rules. All of a sudden, everyone's back looking for money, struggling, and
the loan thing was kind of whack to me. That was kind of like
it's clearly a setup for where they're going with this series.
Yeah,
obviously, right? I mean, I think
so. He's gonna have motivation to help his sister, rebuild their family business or whatever. He's gonna want to do something. Yeah, not for nothing. Little Sweet 16s,
parties,
stuff like that.
Well, I think they're gonna go a little darker too. And the origin of the Super Soldier program, and in the end credits, we'll get there when we get there. I think that's who shows up in the end credits, not an end credit scene, but in kind of the the flashy images that they have is confirmation of something that we talked about a while ago on Pressable. So we'll get there.
So here we got here comes the last scene of the episode. After the bank loan falls through, Sam's back at home and he's talking to Torres about the altercation. And there are hints at super serum, right? A super soldier. They don't say it. They kind of hint at it. Is it possible somebody basically is making more, that's where Winter Soldier came from, right? So are there more? We'll see. And then here comes like the I don't know if it's the worst part or the douchiest part or just the slap in the face part of this episode. They're introducing a new Captain America who, lo and behold, will probably be Mephisto by episode 4 or 5. So get those Silver Surfer 3s, guys.
I love it.
This guy he looked terrible. He looked like the old man from Up in a mask.
He had a Popeye.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, it looks so bad.
He's like a badass in real life.
So I didn't watch any of like those YouTube videos or whatever, but when I saw it, I was like, what is this? U.S. agent. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's who it is. Yeah.
Yeah, John Walker. Yep.
Yeah, that's been confirmed.
Which makes sense because it's like kind of like this douchey guy. He's not like Steve Rogers at all.
You notice he has a gun.
Yeah. I didn't notice that. He did, right?
On his hip. Yep.
And Sam is tight, man. He's like, shit. He knows he's struggling. He should have just took the job.
Well, I don't think he looks at it like that. I think he looks at it like, man, I gave them the shield to let him rest and to honor him, and you just gave it to this asshole.
Yeah,
I
2 weeks later,
doing that if that was the situation. You know what I mean? He gave the shield to me, like and you just gave it to some other rando. That was crazy.
That wasn't the guy Falcon saved in the beginning, right? No,
I didn't put that together. No, because this guy's face was way different, right?
I thought, you know what? I got to be honest, though. I know we passed over this, but I feel like that opening scene there's more to it than just an action scene. Like, what was it about? They're trying to kidnap a general.
No, I don't think it was more to it. I think it was more showing his relationship with the government, how he's helping out the guy Torres, and showing how they're trying to operate without crossing borders and stuff like that. Like, that's what I got out of it.
Yeah, but I mean, they almost gave Sam an impossible task. Like they were setting him up to fail. It seemed like. I mean. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're going to have to peel Sam away in some way, shape, or form. Like they're going to have to make people not want Sam and want U.S. agent, right? John, we won't call him U.S. agent. We'll call him John Walker. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. It just kind of,
I don't know how they sell him. Like, what is he going to do so great to win over the general public,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. We'll see.
They're just going to use him. I mean, we've seen the trailers. Like, are they going to use him the way they used Cap in the 40s? And then Cap like turned it on. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go help guys. You know, I'm in war right here. I'm not trying to sell war bonds. I'm going to fight for my country.
Yeah.
But this dude's not going to do that.
Yeah, I think that opening scene was just Marvel showing everybody we're back to basics. Yeah. Here it is.
I agree.
Yeah, they could have done a better job with that. That was kind of weird. And maybe they did it on purpose, right? So it's like not my Cap. You know, that said that right? People were writing that online, but I think it even said in the end credits, they showed a picture of John Walker, and underneath it said like manufactured hero. That's what it says. It's very faint, but that's what it says. Yeah.
So do you want to talk about the end during the credits? Do you want to?
Sure.
Matt, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, there was two things that I noticed. Two things like I said, Jay and I, we did a little breakdown video a few weeks back on the books that we thought you should pick up before the series started. One of them was, it said the power broker is watching. So that is a character that he'd been hinting at for a while now. Kind of like almost like a mastermind behind a lot of different things. And then also the actor Carl Lumbly is definitely in this series, and he was rumored to play a couple different characters, right? And they show him on a page, and it's like it says top secret, and it says all this stuff, and there's the vials of the super soldier serum, that blue serum. You're assuming that's what it is. It looks just like it. So who we believe that is, from kind of putting the pieces together, is Isaiah Bradley, who was the first. Was he first Captain America, or just kind of like the first super soldier?
Yeah.
Right. And so it sounds like they're really going to dig into the history of the super soldier program, because I think that's what this series is around. I think the Flag Smashers are a bunch of super soldiers, or maybe the top two are. Obviously, that one guy is. So I think they're going to really dig into the dirty history of the American government and the super soldier program.
Well, what a great way to tie it into the Weapon Plus program, right?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
They're dabbling, man. Even if they don't talk mutants, but we get like Weapon X or Weapon 10, just like the last series.
We need somebody who has a little bit better healing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
well, we talked about Phantom X. We just kind of pulled it out. You know, I don't want to say pulled it out of our ass, but like kind of like ties into the whole assassin thing. It's you know, that's actually that comic is where the first time you hear Weapons Plus program in comics. So you never know. I mean, they could pull out any one of these random characters, you know, and throw them into the mix.
Phantom X could be a huge fan favorite. Jem, I know you read the Remender X-Force, and how dope was he in that Omni?
Yeah, I feel like it's too early for him in the movies and
you would think, though, you know, it was just
like you need him after like Wolverine, Deadpool, and all that kind of stuff.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
I agree 100%.
All right,
it wouldn't shock me though, right? Like they tend to pull little things like that, where they pull like a lesser known character and just insert him, and it becomes.
They can even mention, we got a French guy, this or whatever. You know what I mean? And like they could tease it, you know.
So let me ask you this, guys. Across the board, we saw WandaVision, right? We all thought some things and other things, you think we're gonna get mutants? Or at least the assumption, or the word mutant, or anything of the sorts in this series?
I think it's possible, man.
I think you will get. I think the Madripoor episode is going to be one of the most important episodes.
Bro, you got Madripoor, you got Omega Red rumors, you got Super Soldier Serum's topic coming back up, which is the Weapons Plus program that breeds Wolverine and Deadpool and Phantom X. So man, it looks very possible. You know, I'm not going to be the guy to say they're definitely coming by all the first appearances or whatever, but it looks like they're setting it up. And it looks like they planted the seeds in WandaVision with the whole born with powers kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. I don't see mutants, but I could see references.
That's what I mean. Maybe are they going to start hinting? Are we going to go see Wolverine and Rogue pop on the screen? No, I don't think we're going to get a mutant, but are we going to start talking about like, first, James Lynn, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. And then here, coming back at it, key issues for Power Broker, ?
Go ahead, Matt.
So are we doing that?
He asked.
Okay. So the book to pick up for Power Broker, his first appearance is Machine Man #7. It's under the radar right now. I have a feeling in a few days it won't be, but right now it's a $10 book. I've been buying them. I know that.
So
that's
I'm
all
not
I can
familiar
say.
with
I'm not
this
selling them.
character,
I'm
so
buying them.
Power Broker is what? A character, a villain?
It's a character. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's who they were. That was the name was teased at the end of the episode.
It was written. It says the Power Broker is watching.
Yeah,
You know how in the end credits there was all the imagery that was flashing through the. You saw Torres's name. It said Joaquin Torres, and then you see Carl Lumbly's character, and then one of the last thing you see is the Power Broker is watching.
I'm so glad you said that, Matt. That you see it says Joaquin Torres.
Yep, it does. Yep. So that you don't learn that until the episode's actually over. The whole time they just call him Torres, but at the end it says Joaquin Torres.
Joseph Shaw with the $2 super chat. The whole point of the series is Sam becoming Cap.
So.
I'm gonna have to agree. Like,
there's no
I don't know
big
if the whole
secret
series
here.
is about that, but can we agree? Like, that's probably the end result.
I think that's one aspect. I think the other aspect is Bucky forgiving himself, crossing the names off his list, right, and then becoming a regular person again and trusting people, and that's where Sam comes in for him. And I think those two arcs will combine. So I think definitely part of it.
We have another $4.99 from Michael the Beast Benson. Great show, guys. I forget, is Omega a mutant or a super?
No, he's a mutant too, right? Because he has that whole death thing or whatever.
Yep.
Red Lodge Crow, great point. WandaVision had the Grim Reaper helmet, and we never
just an Easter egg.
True.
Power Broker could just be that.
It could just be that. That's
Maybe
why,
it's
like, I wouldn't run out and spend $50 on the book, but I bought.
But even if
$5
this character, I'm not even familiar with this character. Even if it shows up, I don't think you're going to see this guy play a big role in the MCU anywhere after the episodes that he's in this series.
That's why I didn't even want to say it. We only said it because the guy asked.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just so people don't try to say
we're on the same page.
These guys are pumping up this book. Like I don't. If it pumps, it's because he shows up and everyone is now interested in the character. But after this show.
Yeah,
this one's for Jay. Reintroducing John Bernthal into the MCU to take over the Cap mantle.
They definitely ain't doing that. They definitely ain't doing that. Although I would love to see that story arc where Punisher became War Machine translate into the MCU, but I don't think they'll do that either.
That's kind of like so far along.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And I agree with the super chat from before, the comment from before, where I think this whole season and this whole show is going to be about Sam transitioning to Captain America, and then I think you're going to see Joaquin Phoenix get past the wings.
Not Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, sorry, Joaquin Torres. Past the wings to become Falcon. I think.
Right, so he becomes Falcon in the comics once Sam takes up the mantle as Cap, right? Is that
correct? Yep.
But again,
is there immediately, or I think there's some gap in between the two. Or
there's a little bit of gap, but when you see that that Sam Wilson Captain America series, that's when he's pretty much becomes Falcon right off the bat. Once they said Torres in the first 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, this kid's gonna have legs to go.
I was gonna say, so that character could have legs because we know Chris Evans is not coming back as Steve Rogers, right? So Sam's gonna be Cap in the MCU. We would assume we'd have to have a Captain America, right? So maybe he would have legs after this show.
I think so.
And you said something about they have him signed up for X amount of appearances, right?
He supposedly is signed on for a bit, and he's a good actor. He's an up and coming actor. They didn't, I don't want to say this with certainty, but they didn't sign him up just to play this. What you've seen so far in episode 1. I think
he's already portrayed as a likable character. He's definitely gonna be a fan favorite.
He's doing some heroic stuff right now, putting himself out there in danger, right?
Super likable. And off the rip, right away, you're like, all right, I like
he's
this
going to
kid.
be something. Regardless if he's Falcon or not, he's going to be around. I think that's a safe bet.
So people
that are buying that book are going to be happy.
I got two questions for all you guys. Number one, can you really take the Falcon as is and make him Captain America, or is he going to have to be enhanced in some way?
As is, man.
I don't know. Does the show go? That's a good question, Gary. That's so funny because I heard that conversation a long time ago about how he was going to have to make a decision if he wanted to become Cap, that he would have to take the super soldier serum. Right? So that's a good point. That's a good point.
He's just a dude, granted above average physically and everything. He's athletic.
He can fight. He's kind of fights good with the wings. He knows how to use them with the shield.
He keeps the wings as Cap in the comics, right?
So. And he has a shield. So we see him practice with the shield, and it doesn't look like he's having an easy time learning, right? Like there's a learning curve with trying to master that.
Well, now, unless it's a flashback, is Marvel messing with us with the trailer?
I think that's the end of the episode of these series, to be honest.
And learning how to use it and getting good with it.
Yeah.
All right. So
hey, and then also the government can be like, "Hey, man, 10 million to take the shot. Who's going to pass that?
I don't know, man. You never know. Yeah, that's a good point.
Jay, it's very funny you say that because they didn't bring up financial issues for no reason.
Exactly. 100%. Hey, I'd take the shot for free. Hook me up.
So that was my first question. Here's my second question. We have an idea of what's going to happen with Falcon. We think we know the direction of Torres. Maybe even if it doesn't happen in this series, we could assume maybe later on. What about Bucky? Where's his end game on this series? What happens to him?
You don't think he's going to be capped for like some kind of Easter egg to the Brubaker run?
Thinking that,
right?
The Brubaker run was too good not to acknowledge, right?
Well, the whole Winter Soldier movie was like panel for panel almost. So it does seem like there's going to be a point where he's got a gun and a shield at the same time. Like maybe even with the outfit, like who knows? Like they got to throw some nod to that.
So I got to think too, and I think you guys wait. One quick one here from James Lynn, $2. Return of extremist virus as the enhancement.
That's interesting.
Which was super whack. How Pepper Potts had powers for some short amount.
Yeah, and then they just totally forgot about it. Like,
we just took it out. Don't worry,
got rid of it. Yeah.
Here, this might be the theory right here to roll with, guys.
Mephisto.
Oh no!
So let me ask you guys. No, Red Wing is Mephisto, clearly.
Oh,
So honestly, give me your guys' opinion about this, because I said this. Did I say this to Jay or Gary? I thought that I was like watching it the first like 15, 20 minutes. I was like, man, this feels like MCU home to me, like kind of warmed me up. But at the end, I kind of felt like, man, that wasn't it didn't feel like an episode. Like it felt like that should have been the beginning of a movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it worked well as episode 1. Like I enjoyed it, but I just feel like it just kind of ended.
Right, it wasn't like WandaVision that left with this big juicy thing.
It just ended. It was like just kind of like a break in a play or something.
Well, I don't know. The whole U.S. agent thing was kind of like a nice cliffhanger. Like this.
I agree. I agree with Jem there. I think seeing him, obviously Sam was upset, and seeing a new Captain America, and then they just ended it there. I think that was a good ending. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It just to me it felt weird. It just didn't feel like an episode, like a TV episode. It felt like more like a movie. You mean.
You know what? Maybe WandaVision worked so well that way because it was a TV show we were watching.
Maybe that's true.
So maybe it worked well like that. One thing we didn't talk about, Zemo's name is actually in Bucky's Book of Redemption here, right? Atone for his sins and all that. Is Bucky going to bring Zemo into the equation here, or how does he fit?
That's a good point, right? Because he killed his family, right? That was the whole thing.
He killed. So the Avengers, I guess, unintentionally killed Zemo's family, and then Bucky killed Iron Man's Tony Stark's parents,
right?
And then Zemo kind of brought all this shit to a head. So
I
feel like they're even at this point, right? So there's scenes in the trailer where you see the three of them walking together in a friendly fashion. So
are you saying that Zemo, he might not be a bad guy in this show?
Thunderbolts is what everything is leading. Like everything's pointing towards that direction after this is over. So does Zemo become good for a while, and then he kind of goes back to this antagonist, not full bad guy, but
or are they doing what they did to us in Spider-Man: Homecoming?
With Mephisto.
Or Far From Home.
Mysterio.
With Mysterio. Everybody sitting here, everybody watching us, everybody reading this. We knew Mysterio was a bad guy, but they did the best they could in the trailers to make you think he wasn't. And even the first, 45 minutes of the movie, you're like, you know what? Maybe he is good. Is it something like that where we know he's not a good guy?
Yeah, we know. He has a motive. Baron Zemo has a motive. I just can't wait to see him. on this show with the purple mask on, like he's portrayed.
Yeah,
right.
That's gonna be so cool.
I'm
man.
excited for that. Now, Matt, do you want to touch on this?
So about other characters, or I just like rumors, just what I've heard. Is that
no? Well, yeah. Let's just dabble.
So Zemo leads up. Thunderbolts have a lot of different members, a lot of different leaders. I mean, Norman Osborn. Definitely the Red Hulk, right? We have who did we just talk about? Zemo, Bucky at a time. So maybe that's where Bucky goes, right?
Yep.
Maybe that's part of this whole thing. But a character that's rumored. Should I say this one? What's rumored?
It's a rumor.
So we talked about this again. Like if you want to see we did a full breakdown. We have a video on our channel if you want to really get into it. Jolt, a member of the Thunderbolts, one of the original members, is rumored. They saw her. There's set photos with her kind of costume. So they believe that character is going to be in the series. Who the hell knows? Could have been fake. It could have got cut. You know what I mean? Could be an end credit. Who the hell knows? But that's a member of the Thunderbolts, and a lot of this is pointing in that direction. So I feel like that's probably. I feel like this series will take us off into like 2 or 3 different directions. I think that's the point of the series. Besides making. Besides making
what, guys?
A new Cap, I feel like this is to lead us in 3 different directions.
You know what though? So did WandaVision.
True.
It's almost like and if everything you're saying is true, it's almost like they're using the Disney Plus shows to branch off into MCU stuff.
Yep.
I could like not even just setting up movies, but like laying the groundwork. For instance, I saw a great message right here. Jamie Sandoval, do you guys think we have any Skrulls hiding in this series? They just did it last in WandaVision, right? I mean, they're laying groundwork for stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll
Big
see.
E's got a good one there.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at Warriors. Yeah.
$5 super chat, home of the NY Warriors.
100%.
You could definitely speak on Thunderbolt Ross with the Weapon Plus program. They're definitely using an enhanced soldier serum.
That's where it started, right? There was I didn't even notice this. I'm not even gonna lie. This is something I saw online back in the original Hulk when Thunderbolt Ross is kind of rebooting everything and he takes the plastic off that canister. It says Stark Industries and it says something about and it has the guys from Captain America, the doctor that kind of sat with Steve. I don't remember his name.
Way back. Yeah,
his name. His alias, not his actual name, the name he went by, his alias was on that tank. I did not know that. They tied this thing all the way back to the first Hulk.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. I guess it was the second, the second iteration of the Hulk.
The good one.
Exactly.
Of the two.
So I was just like, when I saw that, I was like, wow, these guys are so far ahead of us. It's not even funny.
We're sitting here predicting things, and everyone in the chat's trying to predict things. They're 10 steps ahead. Yeah. Like they're so far ahead of us.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm done predicting. I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy this show, and whatever pops. We got Torres that popped.
We did our predictions a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we got John Walker that popped. So I'm just sitting back and enjoying it for an action show that it is, man.
Don't know if anyone caught this, but at the $5 super chat from Wayne Watts, in case nobody saw it, Mephisto actually shows up at the 8-hour mark of the Snyder cut
love
of
Wayne
Justice
Watts.
League. So
this guy's great.
Check that one out. All right, so here we go, around the horn. What are you grading this episode? Red Wing is Mephisto. What do you think? Oh, before we even go, how happy were you to see Red Wing again? Actually show up and do something.
He seems a little advanced.
Some love.
He seems a little more advanced than before, too.
He had a heavy arsenal, too, man. He had the missiles, the bullets.
We didn't see any of that before.
I like
that.
Go
ahead, Matt. What do you got for an episode?
Yeah,
1 to 10.
I was torn on this one. I'm going to go... it's tough. The action for me was like a 9, but the story was like maybe like a 7. I want to give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.0. Lock it in, baby.
Jay.
8.5. I loved it. I thought the story's good. It's going to lead into something. I thought the action scene at the very beginning with Falcon flying around and these guys with these wingsuits was awesome. Back to MCU roots. I liked it, man. It's Sam. You almost forget Sam was Clarence from 8 Mile. Biggie said that today on his show.
My
That's
wife's
fucking
like,
great.
Where have I seen
You know?
it? I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
Eminem rapped
Your
against
name's
him
Clarence.
as well, but he
I
never
was
opened his
listening.
mouth
I was
once.
listening to the Warriors today, and they said that, and I'm like, oh shit, that is Clarence.
He doesn't open his mouth the whole movie. He's just there with that look.
I love that.
The whole movie.
So I 8.5 for me. I think it's only going to get better.
A lot of 7 and 8s in the chat.
Jem, what do you got?
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. So prior to coming on, I was thinking I'm probably going to give it a 7, but the more we talked about it, had great action scenes, great fight scenes. So you got to remember, you had the flying action scene, then you had him hand-to-hand combat was dope in the beginning. Then you had like the Winter Soldier fight scene, and then you had some of the story was deep. I mean, I felt like some of the episode pacing was a little bit slow, but they hit us with that twist with Bucky's friend, the old guy, and that twist was like gut wrenching. So I'm going to give it an 8 as well, man. I was going to come in at a 7, but I think it was an 8.
I am going to go in at a 7. I'm going to be the lowest one here. I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. But for me, I'm a big story guy. And I like when we're going to get to the meat of it is when you're going to see me get really, really excited. The action was ridiculous, though. I mean, that opening scene was everything that WandaVision wasn't. Literally the first 10 minutes.
I'm way more excited to see this next episode than I was to see episode 3 of WandaVision. I'll tell you that.
100% agree.
Right? Because we got 1 and 2 together. So 3. Yeah.
And I think they went deeper with the story than I thought they were going to even go. Like they kind of went there with Bucky. He killed him with that line. It was over for Clarence.
Dave Cerrone with the $5 super chat. Yo, guys, sorry I'm late, but always want to support these streams. Keep it up. No problem, Dave. Thank you for showing up. But yeah, so I'm going 7. I'm excited because I do think the story is going to get great. I am excited. Somebody just said Sharon Carter. We know she shows up. That was Ryan up here. We know Sharon's coming. They may dig a little bit into Agent Carter. We're going to see Baron Zemo. Is Omega Red going to happen? Is Omega Red going to be Falcon Winter Soldier's Mephisto? Are we never going to get him? But all the rumors. Maybe we already saw Mephisto.
I can't wait to see Madripoor, man.
The guy in the mask with Omega Red. There you go.
Madripoor. I can't wait to see what they do.
I agree with Matt. I think that episode is going to be
episode 3.
Whatever Madripoor is in.
Are you going to do a Madripoor locale without having Patch there? Like, come on, how are they going to not reference that? You know what I mean?
I was going to say something. I don't know. I feel like if you're going to do Madripoor, like you said, Patch, but how about Madam Hydra, Viper, right? That's who, and that's
Thunderbolts, isn't it?
No, that's not Thunderbolts, but she runs Madripoor, and that's Wolverine's ex, right? I mean, I don't know. We talked about that. Only we're talking about that. That is just kind of us having fun with it, but that would be so cool.
Give us something. Give us 3 claw marks on the wall inside of a bar or something, you know?
People would go absolutely insane if you got that.
First things first, we have to see the weapon. What is it? 10? What was it? Plus. Weapons Plus. Another $5 from Home of the NY Warriors. Falcon's face at the end of the show set the tone for episode 2. He was pissed that they announced a new Captain America. I agree.
Everyone was pissed.
Because that was the reason he gave them the shield. There shouldn't be another Captain America.
That guy just looked like a
took it. Like, yo, they did him dirty with that.
He was like, that dude with the beard was like agent, the head agent from WandaVision. You know, he tried to be like the good, nice, friendly guy, and then you turn around and he's a dick.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Guys, Matt, Jay, what do you guys got coming up on Pressable Defects?
Oh, you know what? Let me grab some real quick. Go ahead, Matt.
All right, that's fun. See you later, Jay.
See you, Jay.
Next week.
Yeah, we have like you guys have the auction. Jay's going to be on there.
That's a week from today.
Obviously, every month.
Friday.
Every month, Tuesday we do our new comic book day show. Thursday is a big one because we're debuting the Defect Spec show. Jay's been working on this first episode for a while. This is going to be a really good, deep breakdown. We like that. That's coming up next Thursday. And then we're doing our 2,500 giveaway. We blew past that. We're almost at 3K. Yeah, look, Jay knows. That's what we're giving away. I guess next Sunday. We had to change it a few times. We want to stay away from everybody else's shows. We're going to do it next Sunday night. We're going to come up with a good time for everybody, but We got some prizes, that being the grand prize right there. So if you're not subbed up, check us. I think we're in the description of this video, right, Gary?
Yes.
Sub us up. The video's still live. You can still enter up until the night of. We're giving away a bunch of shit, and we always have a good time when we do it. So that's all I got.
Jay, anything to add there? All right, wise words. Moving on, Jem. What do you got going on?
Yeah, man. Make sure to swing by the channel. I just did a review of the brand new Sideshow Batman Premium format.
That video was today, right?
Today, a lot of mixed reviews on it. I loved it, man. I love how they did this long cape, man. They did like this comic book inspired, like artistic take on Batman. So I'm digging it. Check out the review.
The Hulk was hard to follow up though, man. That's
that thing was crazy, man.
You like that Hulk statue?
I did.
Yeah.
That Hulk statue was like one of the ones I was doing on the auction, Gary, $180. This thing was like on point. It was up there with like the Sideshow Avengers Assemble line, which is a 1/5 scale. It almost has the same pose too. I didn't really want to say it, but it looks very similar. But I think actually they didn't credit the sculptor, but he's a big name in like the custom world. I think it's Alejandro Pareda, maybe.
Is that how you break in though? As a customs guy,
that's how Daniel Bell broke in, and he works for Sideshow now. And then, the biggest thing, man, support our Red Sonja exclusive variant on our Indiegogo campaign. My daughter's first published artwork. Great job on the cover. You could just support it. Get the regular cover, $20, or if you want to spec. If she becomes a big artist, who wouldn't want her first remark CGC 9.8 on her first cover? I'm just saying.
At 16 years old, at that.
You never know. She's really good at her age now, and she's only going to get better. So make sure to back that. Just search Gem Mint Indiegogo; it'll come right up.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna throw the link in the description there in the chat.
Yeah, throw the link in the chat, man. We got to get these backers up. I mean, it's already funded. It's happening, but we got to get the support, man.
Hold on, let me get it in there. And there you go. All right, there's that.
Appreciate that.
Yep. And then, are you hitting the milestone soon too?
Yeah, we're creeping towards 125, right? We're gonna hit like 114 tomorrow, so we still got a ways. But yeah, we're giving away the Spider-Man premium format once we hit 125,000. So
nice.
That'll probably be a couple of months or so.
When are you giving away that Doctor Strange?
I don't know. I mean, I could consider it, but the milestones, we're gonna try to spread them out a little bit, man. We'll probably do like 150K after that,
Yeah, I get it. I'm over here at 15. I've got my 15K going. I don't know when that video is coming out, guys, because I know people have been asking, but I'm waiting on some more giveaway items actually coming in the mail. So I'm waiting on that. And I'll have some announcements actually. I'll have some variant talk, some announcements in that, some giveaways. And that's it for that. Does anyone else want to add anything to this? Are we overall as a group, we're happy with the way episode 1 went? And we're
for sure. Definitely did not disappoint.
Nope.
No, definitely did not disappoint. And I'll say there's 5. I think there's 5 more episodes, an hour each.
Yeah, it was like 50 minutes, this one, right?
So it's about, oh yes, and the auction is next week. Thank you, Michael. Next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern is the next auction. It's going to be about the same runtime as WandaVision, right?
Just less episodes, right?
They just broke it down differently.
And I'm sure everybody waited for a post-credit scene. Nothing on this episode, right?
Nah.
Just those 2 little Easter eggs, which I don't know if you're going to see those every episode or that was just episode 1. I'll be interested to see after the second episode.
Yeah. We'll see.
So somebody mentioned this, and not to stretch this out, but someone mentioned in the beginning, what was that Cap on the moon thing? That reference of Cap being on the moon, and it almost looked like he really was on the moon, right? Like,
we don't know where he is at this point, right?
He's definitely alive. So when he's old man Cap, I read this run, but I don't really remember. He works for SHIELD, or he's still kind of like giving Sam direction as Cap, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't read that either.
I don't remember, but I don't remember if he was with Sword on the moon. I don't think. I'm trying to tie it together. I don't know.
But do people think he's dead now?
They would assume, right? That if he's alive and he's an old man, that's kind of like vulnerable, right?
Well, I guess it was in which show was it in that they were paying tribute? They showed Tony, they showed Natasha, and
maybe they think he's dead. Maybe that's how he got away.
Maybe it was Spider-Man.
They still need to explain how he let all the world's atrocities happen throughout the decades, even though he knew it was coming.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess they're probably going to write it off like, hey, I couldn't interfere and mess up the timeline, you know?
There you go.
That's it.
So, all right, that's it, guys. The auction is a week from yesterday. So 6 days away, Friday, March 26th, 7 p.m. here. We got a lot of stuff. Jay will be with me. Erod will be with me. And we're going to go, it's going to be another marathon. So come for that. And thank you guys for coming.
A blast as always.
People wanted to see this really quick. I don't know. This right here, Jay. What's that about?
That's like Joker Jack says. That's Tank being possessed by the
That's
Phoenix
him. There's
Force.
Mephisto right there.
You look
right,
like every time I see that, it looks like
same
you're
place, same
violating
time
him.
next week.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Saturday night, 9 p.m. next week, the day after the auction. We'll be back for episode 2 of Falcon Winter Soldier. Thank you all, and thank you guys for doing this again. 5 more. Have a good night, everybody.